both of these teams looking to go forward for that series upper hand. Before we go into that break here, but casters, your life, do take it away.
Right, this is where the two teams look to try and take a bit of an advantage in the scoreboard now because they're both at the neutralized 1-1. But if you want to redeem hit top, you'll get the Gilded Feathers chest for free. And obviously, you can get the timer or at least a trial on that skin if you are a Jing main. But going into game number 2 here as well, obviously just the same old song and dance here, both mid lanes and the supports into the middle there. Just going and trying to create the pressure into either one of those lanes, as you can see here.
I think the benefit goes straight to Twisted Minds, right? I mean, with the Sanctification passive as well, Highline is able to get to 15 really quickly if nobody stops him.
But now obviously Twisted Minds going back down to the bottom side of the map here. City Boy with Highline as well, just trying to get the catch onto Zhang. I mean, we've seen throughout the KIC2025 that players, especially down to the farm lane onto the Chano, have had some really big performances.
They have, but Highline is a big problem here, right? Because Highline, nobody has been able to stop.
They're a real big support in terms of being able to soak a lot of that damage. It's going to be John Q, right? But I mean, if that damage reduction comes through with the Suyovic, it's going to be a hard one to curtail here from the side of BTR.
You know, if I'm on the side of Twisted Minds, I don't really care about Zhang Q. I can just dive straight into the backlines. It's really more about getting Zan, right? Getting Zan, getting Neil, or even just making sure that TWIS doesn't get that flank.
That's one way around it, right? That's one way to look at the team fights, is to kind of mitigate. So far, nobody falling down just yet. The board has been committed, does catch Highline into it, but he just forces himself to that back angle of the box, and no one's going to push you.
I like this, right? Because it's a great answer. Neil will have his ulti back in time for that Tyrant take on the side of BTR, but at the same time, you're forcing Clean to take very dangerous approaches because he might be able to get caught out by TWIS, but thankfully for him, 90 does make that buddy system, so he's going to make it out clean into the mid lane.
Taking it clean into the mid lane so far. Twisted Minds, as we are still waiting for that neutral objective to get onto board here, because it seems like we haven't really seen much of a team fight right now. This could potentially be the contention of a team fight here between both of these two. Obviously starting off, it's going to be John Q, maybe trying to get the mirror to the main in. It's going to be the crucial back from Highline there. Beautiful steal.
If he manages to get his hands on Zan, Zan is pretty much done for.
He could be done for. Could be done for, especially the positioning of the Chana, right? If you get him locked down, it's going to be hard for you, but the Mirror Maze is there, going to scare away the side of BTR. No real pressure being created here, top side of the map. They just was able to kind of neutralize that mini wave.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be saved, Zhang Q though.
Zhang Q, got to be scaffold. Like, he did rotate down there, teleport comes through, and he's going to be able to use the hard steal out there, but now Knight's coming into the backline with the true Archer with the flaming palms as well, but catches the board onto 3 of the side of Twisted Minds. TWIS goes and leads the charge, but nobody dies.
I mean, Zhang Q did fall, and that's a big win for the side of Twisted Minds as well. T1 in the mid under pressure. That's going to be free damage coming in until that Ballista takes a fall. Clean just doing so well.
Obviously burst ramming in, using the Magma Slam so he's not getting kind of like CC'd on with obviously the taken liberties or either the dives of TWIS or Zhang Q. So really it's down to City Boy. If you can take City Boy out first within team fight, then maybe, just maybe, BTR might have a bit of a better story.
Yeah, look, they have no oppression at all. They can try and make pressure on towards this Crimson Golem. Not going to be successful too much. Zan does get it in his hands. But in the jungle, this is where Twisted Minds is going to have the most fun.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So many walls here for the side of 90 just to kind of capitalize on. He's like, you know what? This is like my birthday. Instead of cake, give me walls. But there it is. It's going to be John Q diving in onto City Boy. Just like I said moments ago, if you want to try and get a team fight going to the side of BTR.
You look, Twisted Minds, they're poising to fight, but they're not actually fighting. What is the result of this? You actually get Clean so much space. He gets the wave clear on the bottom side. Immediately not going to be pressured for this Tyrant as well. And it's going to be a big take from the side of Twisted Minds here.
A very big take. I mean, just 9 minutes in as well, right? We're at the T3 territory and top side of the map for the side of BTR, and we've just got the Tyrant on board here. Obviously, the Sanification has been used by the side of Twisted Minds. Highlang, we need to see who it went over to, whether it was Shanks or Clean.
We'll find out in a bit, right? The biggest problem now that BTR faces is the fact that, look, the T2 at the top now. Now, can you imagine in the 15-minute mark what a problem he will become?
A big problem, 99 problems, and Shanks Lung is 1 when it comes through with that sanification. A little moment ago here, Twisted Minds taking that second tyrant as well. Obviously, it's the second time that Hailang's last hit it as well.
Yeah, I like this movement from City Boy, right? Using all of his skills to be able to check brushes as well. Knowing that he's going to be CC immune, there is no potential for catch from TWIS as well. Now, Twisted Minds, they switch their attention over to the Shadow Overlord. They're looking to end this game quick.
Exactly. I don't think there's a more perfect hero to do phase checkers, right? Like, literally Twisted Minds.
Yeah, definitely. As a roam, that's like the perfect answer, right? Yeah. At the same time, you also have Hailang, who adds on with the potential with his skill 1 as well. That's going to be a difficult situation to be put in. BTR are completely rendered silent in this game number 3.
They have
on the side of Twisted Minds, right? They're consistently trying to pull members from the side of BTR to the sideline, so they don't have the perfect defense here. But that's not going to work for too long.
No, it won't work for too long. It will just come and crumble at a moment's notice here if you are BTR. Twisted Minds is getting forced inside this box, but nobody gets caught other than clean. He's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Yeah,
they needed that Destiny Encounter to land, right? Ormson, unfortunately, was slightly out of range there, and they couldn't overcommit because all the big ultimates were still available on the side of Twisted Minds, specifically 90. That truth mantra is something...
Get to the late game, it could be a potential turn here for BTR, though.
It's still difficult, right? Because I think one of the main things that needs to happen is Neo and Zan cannot stand together because you want to catch the two of them at the same time. Once that happens, BTR have no comeback factor at all.
None at all. That's going to be the scary part. If you are BTR and you have those tiny T3 still alive, you want to be holding onto them like they are grandma's pearls. They are going to be your lifeline to this one. Jiangqiu into the back line, just trying to get an edge on the side. Clean gets taken down as well there. Obviously, thanks to the Destiny counter as well as the board, but now we know 3 big ultis have been taken off the side of BTR. Is this the time for Twisted Minds to strike?
Yeah, they can definitely get the steal here. All they need to do is to stop.
Oh, there it is. Tremor Smash into the back line. They're looking for Zhan. Looking to separate him away from Ormson as well as Jiangqiu, but 90 getting deleted there in top side of the map as well. Wasn't quite the best situation for the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, man, BTR, they're going to find big success with this one. 14 minutes in the game. The turnaround potential has been realized. They can start working on the T1s across the map.
This is what they needed to get back into this game number 3, Kin. They were looking for a moment of weakness onto the side of Twisted Minds, and that was it. The takedown onto Clean just meant that their backline was a lot more safe.
Yeah, now Zan will, but BTR played the exact same card that Twisted Minds dealt to them. Eat your own medicine. And right now, BTR, once they rush this, it should be a steady position to come back from.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely taking those 2 neutral objectives is going to put you in a very good situation here. Oh, Clean with the steal there. He gets the Shadow Overlord. He denies
this medicine being dealt to them. Nice hold on this Vanguard at the top, but with that, Shadow Overlord is approaching quickly on the bottom side of the map.
Exactly. You did say, do we get another 20-minute game, or does it end a little bit earlier this time around, Ken? And I mean, so far, we're on track to an early match, but I feel like with the way that BTR is defending this base, it could still potentially go to a Tempest Dragon.
Yeah, it's important, right? They need this lifeline. They can't allow Twisted Minds to win this game. They want the advantage. Both teams actually, with this, we'll see how the defense holds. Another Vanguard steps into the range of the T3 at the bottom.
We got the Vanguards crashing through bot side of the map here. Can they get the T3 down to the bot side as well? Ormson taking a lot of damage onto himself here. Has to go back to the base, but no, it stays alive.
This is where the item switches are going to be so important. Your Sage's Sanctuary, you only have 2 for the entire game. Once it's burnt out, you don't have access to it anymore.
No, and they only have 2 minions here down to the bot side of the map. It's not going to be enough to potentially open up this T3 is here as well. The kind of minion just get run down. 90 getting checked by TWIS here into the mid lane also.
Yeah, right now they just need Jiangqiu or maybe Ormson to get a lock on Shanks or Clean, and maybe they can turn the fight, but you have to pay attention to 90 as well during that situation, because within a moment's notice, he will turn this fight around.
He will indeed, but I mean, you can see there, City Boy's just taking rolling with the punches right now. He needs to. He doesn't want to let Shanks get that hit, but there's going to be the Splendor onto Hailang. Hailang does fall. That's going to be a kill over to Zhan, but can they get some more here at the side of Twisted Minds? We get the takedown of TWIS as well. Twisted Mind's currently on the run here. Maybe they're just going to go and try and take a bit of a reform around this Tyrant.
Yeah, to run. They don't have the ultimate to turn this around. 90 does have it now. Maybe they can start looking at the fights. I mean, at this point of the game, Twisted Minds is very happy with what has just happened. They get a trade in kills, they get the T3 at the bottom, and potentially even more, while they make a trade for the T1 in the middle. BTR, this is not an easy position to be in.
BTR just trying to reach for anything that they can grab from the side of Twisted Minds right now, as you saw that T1 takedown there, but it's going to be the denial of Clean onto the enemy's jungle there, but now Clean has that certificate, the Sage's Sanctuary, sorry. Zahn's on the run, he's looking for Ormson as well as Zhang Q to take a lot of that damage that's coming through from the side of Twisted Minds.
They got caught out, Twisted Minds, they kind of lose the advantage at this point. Now BTR, they can bait for the fight at the Tyrant, Shadow Tyrant by the way, and if they are successful, they may be able to find Clean. He has already burned one use of the Sage's Sanctuary. That's going to be on cooldown. And right now, BTR have found success, but they need a lot more.
They do need a lot more. They need a little bit of a dream here, but that damage on...
Actually, if they get this Shadow Overlord, this might spell the end for BTR.
If they could get a steal here, it could really set the motion of the ocean for the side of BTR, but it's going to be Shanks there getting the kill onto the Overlord, and now City Boy into the back line, just trying to chunk a lot of that damage, but it's going to be Zahn. They get a takedown onto 90. They're looking for some more into the back line. It's going to be John Q trying to get the pressure onto Clean, and now it's going to be Shanks using that infinite vastness to get out alive.
They found out all the important ultimates on the side of Twisted Mind. There is a mirror domain for Clean.
In this game number 3, they want to be at the point ahead when that break comes around, so they can have a little bit more of a positive break and a less stressful one.
Okay, they're gonna get started on this Empress Dragon. This one is a bait. They want to find out the important members. Shanks as well as Pete, his 2 members. If they can take them down, BTR can flip this entire stage on its head.
They're not blacklist, so they can't break the code, but they could definitely flip the code if they are BTR, right? They are the bots that fans are known as those, but now we are seeing the Tempest Dragon being poked and prodded by both of these 2 teams. We have the Vanguard down to the bottom side of the map. It's really going to drive Tufts away from this team fight.
Yeah, you can take a look at the position of Clean, right? He doesn't want to share his vision on the side of BTR. At the same time, they do have a bleeding wound on the bottom side of the map. There is a Shadow Overlord right now. Zhang Q, he needs to make the best jump of his life, the best steal of his life. Zhang Q has just gotten defrozen. He wants to use the stun so that Clean cannot get the smite.
Yeah, paying attention to that top bot side of the map there. You see the Vanguards with the enhanced minions as well. They got to be careful here. Now could be day break for the side of BTR. The Destiny counter does come through. John Q into the back line, does get the stun, but he gets the steal as well. Tempest Dragon comes through for BTR. Can they turn this all around, or is this just a little bit too late? Takedown onto Ormson, Zahn, Neil, and John Q. They're looking for Tufts. He can't deny. Twisted Mind when there's 5 guys back at the prize coming to your base.
Yeah, man, they will find success soon. Shanks does have the second life. They're going in. They have the damage as well. And with this, Twisted Minds will take the lead in this series against BTR. Just a few more seconds, a few more hits, and Twisted Minds have done it. It's 2-1.
Very clean execution in that final rotation coming in from the side of Twisted Minds.